Legend of to the War here. Today we've got a saving and disaster battle playing as Clan Mulder going up against Drycha, where there's a number of things in this army that I think the auto-resolver isn't really taking into consideration that's making this particularly difficult for this particular army. Drycha's got a special ability that whenever she casts, she causes a cooldown debuff on all of our casters, so she can disable us essentially from casting spells. She's got a lot of really fast units, including Hawks, Great Hawks, which can absolutely decimate weapons team army if they get in close. Especially if a combination of when we're trying to pop down the Howling Warp Gale, if Drycha casts a spell while that's going on and disables us from doing it, then we're not going to be able to pin them down. So there's a lot of things that we have to deal with in this situation here, despite not really being that badly outnumbered, because weapons teams are quite well known for taking out large numbers of enemies, but Wood Elves are always difficult, and Drycha is one of the most difficult Wood Elves to go up against, especially considering she's got that Rouse to Wrath ability, which she can just summon anywhere in the battlefield. We're definitely going to need to get as many Menace Blows as possible, and we'll just see what we can do. Now, if you're looking at this disaster battle thinking, oh man, Legend covers Skaven way too often, I wish he would cover other factions, I want to give you a bit of information about all this kind of stuff. So, on any given day, I, on average, get about 4 or 5 disaster battles sent in. And I always try to choose what I think you guys are going to enjoy the most out of those. And the majority of the times, it's going to be Skaven, because I might get 4 or 5 disaster battles, and 2 of those might be Skaven. So, I don't just automatically accept every Skaven disaster battle that gets sent in. It's just that I get sent in a lot of Skaven disaster battles, because I think it's a very popular race. But if you want to see more variety of factions covered, the best thing you can do is actually send me a disaster battle. Anyone can send me a disaster battle. You just need to actually get into a disaster situation. And I'll give you a little bit of criteria as to what makes a good video. Because I would like to see more submissions in my inbox. Because in Warhammer 2 days, I used to get like 20 submissions a day, which also led to a lot of people not even getting responses, just because of the sheer volume of them. But at the end of the day, it's more for making entertainment for you guys, as opposed to fixing everybody's campaigns, which I don't have time to do that. I'll fix as many as I can. So if you want to see some more variety of disaster battles, please send in some more. The instructions are in the description of every email. Please do your best to follow the instructions. I'm pretty strict with those kind of things. Like, if you send it in on small unit scale, I'm probably going to reject it straight away, just because small unit scale and normal unit scales have performed really badly in past videos, and so I just don't really want to cover that. Same thing with like early game disaster battles. I get a lot of those where it's like turn 10, turn 20, and it's all just one unit type in the army, or just like low tier units. People don't really want to see that. They've gotten very poor responses in the past. Things where if you're like using the High Elves and using Sisters of Avalon spam, even though I do that in my campaigns, they make for really bad disaster battles, so I just don't accept those, even if it is a challenging battle. Thing to keep in mind as well is that sometimes the most challenging disaster battles actually end up being the worst videos, just because they require me to cheese like crazy. So something somewhere in the middle is actually more along the lines I'm looking for. I'll pretty much never accept a disaster battle if the auto-resolve says Pyrrhic Victory or Heroic Victory or something like that. So it has to be an auto-resolve defeat. Or else I won't even have a look at it, because at the end of the day, then you can just auto-resolve it if you couldn't win it manually. So there's some criteria that I'm looking for disaster battles. But yeah, I hope you help me to make some better content with you guys, because I do rely on you quite a bit with this, and I appreciate everyone that sends in a disaster battle. Even if I end up rejecting it, I do appreciate the effort that has gone into just send me an email. Because if you guys don't send me disasters, then I don't have anything to do any given day. So I greatly appreciate that. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. Should I read out this email? It's quick, yeah. So he says, I'm attacking with Drycha with a fairly low level army. She has tons of fast beasts. I'm able to get rid of her summon with mine, but I still get defeated. Her archers tear my rattling guns to pieces, and my units have their morale debuffed. I think I could win it by getting items from my main army before being attacked, but I tried it 3 times and got bored. You gotta try it another 10 times before you get bored. How dare you? You haven't tried it 13 times yet. Anyway. So we're getting double morale debuff, because it's on very hard battle difficulty. So yeah, you've got that other debuff. What that means is that one of these characters has a trait or a follower that's reducing the enemy leadership in an area by 4. Now, because we're teetering on the edge of low leadership in the first place, a -4 modifier may not seem like very much, and if we were playing on the as the dwarves, we could just scoff that, it's no big deal. But because we've already got fairly low leadership, that's actually really bad. It means that our guys aren't going to fight very well or for very long. We're going to see our guys routing or getting terror routed before they've even taken 20% damage. So our army is not going to fight to the death, whereas theirs will. And that's a big problem. Okay. Now, with our front line here, I actually want to get into more of a square formation, I think, and spread these out. That way, if any one unit gets attacked by, like, a hawk, that they don't pin down 2 or even 3 units, they only pin down 1. I'll do my best to pin their units down with Howling Warp Gale, but they've got a lot of hawks, and I've only got that 1 unit, and they could debuff him so that he has a cooldown on the spell right before I cast it. That is possible to occur. I want these guys here to stand out in front because I want to try to lure their units out towards us as soon as possible. I need to put all of these in a guard mode and these ones here in control groups. Now, I think we should consider not being on fire at will with these at the start because I want the hawks to come in first. I'm relying on that. And these are not good units to shoot them with. Okay, I think I want to use square formations with my Jezzails as well, just do the same thing. Because sometimes if they're fighting side by side, it's actually not good. That's not really proper square there. Needs to go a little bit wider. But our guys do kind of fight in looser formations than, say, Empire Archers. Actually, Empire Archers are kind of loose formation. Like Empire Crossbowmen. They're in tight formations. Okay. Little bit of an obstruction over here as well. The terrain has a bit of a dip, so that could be an issue. Now, what we want to be doing with our Menace Below is actually summon them behind the enemy lines to try to delay them as much as possible. What we want is for their army to come at us in waves, not all at once. Okay, this guy here has got a Wand of Jet. Let's try to generate as much magic as we possibly can to begin with. Because, yeah, they're advancing us. Okay, good. The hawks are coming. That's good. It'd be good if the hawks could come at us one at a time. That way I might not even need a Howling Warp Gale. Okay, kind of looks like they're going to attack a bit heavier on this angle. So let's just tilt a little bit. Just angle it just a little bit. Good. That generates us quite a bit of magic. It's good to use at the beginning of the battle, but we're not going to be wanting to use it as the battle progresses. The Sword of Anti-Heroes is fucking useless on this particular character. No way to use it. No! I can't protect against that. Okay, I'm going to summon this here now. On these units back here. Just try to keep them delayed as much as possible. Nice. Yeah, they debuffed us a little bit there. Summoned unit of Dryads there. Okay. Right, here they come. Here they come. Don't use this just yet. Let's bring them in a bit closer. When they're in range with the rattling guns, that's when we should use it. There we go. Yeah! That's what I want to see. Good. Really good. This guy doesn't have the ability to increase their firing rate just yet, so we didn't quite finish them though. Okay, I want another summon back here. Keep them busy. No, I'm on cooldown. And I don't have any flying units. Good thing we're a little bit angled there. Okay, you need to turn around. This is why we wanted to be in squarer formations. Okay, bit of damage, but it's honestly not that bad. At least our guys didn't run off the battlefield. Okay, these ones here. Now start shooting. Oh, well, okay. bloody terrain. Okay, we need to cast stuff in here to keep these fuckers back. Okay, at least the hawks are... Come on, route. Okay, goodness left. Okay, we can now put these guys on fire at will. No! That's what I wanted to prevent. Do more damage to our own units. Okay, keep them delayed over here. Okay, also, plague on that. Oh yeah. Let's fucking double up on that. Double plague. Oh, that one did a fair bit of damage to us. Come on, get rid of it. Okay, we need more summon there. Let's use your summons as well. Go around this way. Okay, now fire at will again. God dang it, son of a bitch. Okay, no, don't rout. You're only terror routed, so you should rally. Good, get back over here. Okay, keep our guys together so that their morale's not absolutely terrible. Okay, and we can use this to add poison to our attacks. Slow them down. Because we're okay for magic somewhat. Just keep freaking casting. Put this down behind them here. Keep them busy. All of our guys are shooting. Why aren't you shooting? You need to be shooting. Okay, magic's alright. Just keep casting this stuff. Cause a big clusterfuck. Who cares about friendly fire? Yep, get that one back in there. Just keep them busy. This is looking pretty good so far. They're just not really advancing on us. It's exactly what we want to see. That's it. Causing mass amounts of damage. Good. Move up a little bit. I think we got this. I think the worst of this is over. Let's put some more plague down here. Look at that bloody terror routed with bloody full health. Bloody dipshit. Need some more magic. Put this behind them again. Shoot at this one here. Okay, this is all looking pretty good here. Good, they're coming back over here to this big fight. That's exactly what we want to see. Keep using these summons. We're on our last legs with the summons, but I think the battle is just about over. Yep, there we go. Army losses. Cool. The only units that got to here were their fast units, the Hawks. And even though we used a Howling Wolf Gale on them, we really needed 2 to properly pin them down. Drycha unbreakable. Let's move these out of the way. Drycha on her own isn't going to do anything. Yeah, she was unbreakable for a little bit there. Alright, we really don't need to kill her here. She's gone anyway. There we go. Cool. That actually went really well, but it went exactly according to plan. Exactly. You know, I had a plan, stuck to it, and it worked. We got the Hawks over here early. If the Hawks had arrived at the same time as the rest of their army, we would have been boned. Because it only takes a couple of units to just completely roll up our units here. I think spacing out them a little bit really helped as well, because they were able to turn about and shoot at the Hawks. And the rest of their army just didn't arrive. There was a bit of a close call there with one of the wolves, but the Plague Claw catapults were shooting at them, which caused a morale debuff, so we actually got rid of them quite easily. We had plagues coming down on them, which caused quite a bit of damage. Nothing spectacular, but we just needed to kill them really quickly. Cool. Okay, now I haven't been given instructions as to what to do here, so I'm going to sack it, because I think he'll still have enough movement to loot and occupy it, assuming that's what he wanted to do. But my job here is done. So yeah, that's the end of the battle, guys. Just a quick reminder on saving disaster battle submissions. The more submissions that you guys send in, the easier it makes my job, because I'll have a greater selection of disasters to choose from. Please don't feel discouraged if I reject your disaster battles for whatever reason. It's just that I can only really get out one video a day, and I really try to make sure that I pick the most interesting disaster situation, not necessarily the most challenging battle, because they don't always yield the most views. It's more about a variety of situations and something that we haven't seen very often, with something that requires something like a trick to it. If there's a disaster battle that's sent in where I have no tools to work with, like for example, if you just send me in a melee infantry spam where all I can do is just sit there and watch as the army dies, that's not very interesting. So the more versatile the units that you have in your army, the more likely I am to actually take up the disaster battle, because I need to be doing stuff in the disaster battle in order for it to be interesting. If I'm just sitting here going, yep, this battle is going on, and I have nothing to do here but watch, then that's not very interesting. And it's also the same thing with now, like, using wizards to, like, take out an entire army by itself. I don't really try to do that anymore. It was okay in Warhammer 2, but in Warhammer 3, it doesn't fly anymore. So those are the sort of criteria that we're looking for. I'm not really too fussed on particular faction, but Dark Elves and Ogres have to be particularly interesting scenarios in order for me to pick them up, because those tend to be the poorest performing videos, and I'm very skeptical of actually taking on one of those. That doesn't mean you can't send them in, but I'm usually looking at them going, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, appreciate you guys. I appreciate every single one of the submissions that do get sent in. And also, if you don't want me to read out your email, just let me know. I'll never ever reveal the identity of whoever's sending in the disaster battle, so you always have your anonymity. But if you're like, if you don't want me to read it out, just let me know. I'll always try to honor your wishes. And also, if you're in a situation where I'm capturing a settlement, you can leave me instructions as to what you want me to do with that settlement, so I'm not sitting there going, oh crap, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here now that I've won. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time. Later, guys.